Hey there guys, and welcome back to Alex Invests. For those of you who don't know, I'm Alex. I'm a business owner with a degree in economics, and I've been investing since I'm 18 years old. The markets today are a little mixed, as we can see. That's why I went with this orange color today, actually. And it's interesting to note we have the EV industry a little bit down today. But already some recovery going on there. So very interesting to note. Some very good demand in these stocks, obviously. And we see the same thing in the hydrogen industry. Again, a little bit down today, but already seeing some recovery. Now, before we continue with the analysis, you guys know the drill. Please like and subscribe to the videos. It really does help out the channel, and it helps me create more content for you guys. Now, before we get into the video today, I also just wanted to mention FCell and Very today. So FCell started off this morning actually a little bit in the red, and since then they're already up another 8%. So we can see while some of the other stocks are lagging behind a bit, FCell is just continuing that rise after the big drop we saw yesterday, which really is just great to see, and great to see how much demand there is for this stock, and we're gonna see it continue rising into the future. Same with Very. I told you guys a couple days ago that we're gonna see a bit of consolidation and then another big uptrend on the stock, and that's exactly what we saw. Another 16% today on Very Good Food Company. So another stock again to look out for. Alright, so today we're actually talking about a new stock. This is one that I just picked up yesterday, guys, and it's called Exro Technologies. Now, this is another company in the EV space, but does something completely different than any other company out there right now, and that's why I put my money in it. So yesterday we saw about a 10% drop in this company, and I instantly decided to pick it up. Today we saw a little bit more of a drop, and is why I actually ended up picking up a few more shares this morning in this company. I see it going very big from here. Alright guys, so again, this is another stock with high demand, as we can see, because this morning we were down 12% on the stock, and now we're already back up to even basically on the day, and that is just, it's great to see. So this one again really excites me because it's another Canadian company that I see set for big growth into the future. They're basically in the electric energy industry as a whole, but right now starting off they're focusing in the EV industry specifically. So what they do is they basically have a driver which switches between coils and makes an electric vehicle more efficient, but they can use this technology and go into many other industries as well, like the wind energy and some other things, because it basically makes an electric motor more efficient. So it's much easier to explain what they do with a diagram here. So this is one of their financial filings, and it's sort of a marketing report. But anyways, so here we can see that they basically, this is a classic powertrain and this is an exro powertrain, and the only real difference here is the inverter, right? So in a regular powertrain, and a powertrain is basically just the mechanism that transfers the drive from the engine of a vehicle to its axle. So we can see that right here. If we look at diagram 2 here, this is basically the mechanism right here. They say here every mobile vehicle has the same components to convert power, right? So it's all the same. The only difference they have to make is put their exro inverter in. Now, if we read this further, right, it says the inverter acts as the brains of the vehicle by regulating how much power is sent to the motor, which turns the wheels. So it's basically optimizing the way that the axle works with the engine. And so this right here is basically what they are selling, and it's an intelligent coil switching driver. So say a car is going up the hill. The new driver that they've invented is going to optimize the engine and the axle so that the car can better go up a hill. And if it's flat, it'll optimize for that, you know? So it's basically a dynamic solution to fixing this problem where usually it's just static and it's all the same no matter where you're going or how you're going there. But with these drivers, it basically enables more efficiency through optimization of the engine with the axle. Another great thing about this company is the fact that they have patented technology on this driver. So sure, patents, you can get around them, but to start off here, this is still a pretty new company, and they're also the first ones to do something like this. So they're first into the industry, which automatically basically makes them industry leaders. And it's basically a brand new industry to get into in the EV market, as well as sort of the other new clean energies, because there's a lot of applications to this. It's not just the vehicles. So they're going to start off with vehicles, prove the concept, and then just explode from there into other industries, into solar, into wind. They're looking to do trucks and a bunch of other things, right? So this is going to be a very big industry moving forward. And I can see this being pretty much in every single EV in the future. And they're definitely going to have some major partners moving forward. So some big news came out on the 20th of November for this company as well. And that's that they unveiled their exro coil driver is ready for electric cars already. So that's massive. And what's important to mention here again is coil switching drivers have been around for a while, but it's this dynamic coil switching where you're changing the coils and the efficiency of the motor with the axle depending on the most optimized path to take. So again, if you're going uphill, it's going to optimize for going uphill, and that'll create the most efficient way of going up the hill. So we're looking at decreased costs. We're looking at decreased battery usage. We're looking at increased efficiency again. And we can see that through this chart, which they've given us here. You know, we've got the classic inverter, obviously 100% each, the optimized inverter. And I mean, you guys can look through this by yourselves by pausing the video. The important thing is to see how we see cost optimization. So we have a decrease in costs, and performance optimization, we see an increase in performance. So decreased cost, increased performance, there's really no downside to this technology here. And that's why I see it being so big and moving into so many industries with so much potential. And the potential they really have with this technology is just growing and growing with the EV industry, with the hydrogen industry, with these other clean energy industries, because of the optimization that we're getting from this technology for electric motors in general, not just in the EV industry alone. But if we look at some numbers, you know, we've talked about this before. We know China is going to have 25% of their cars be EVs by 2025. We know the same is true for the EU and the US, and we have the whole world following in those footsteps. So we know where we're headed, and we know where this technology is going to go from there. So I just wanted to show you guys the 2-month chart here. So we started all the way down at 1.2, right? And right now we're at 4.5. So we're already seeing those huge gains. And what's interesting, on the 24th, which was yesterday, right, there was an announcement that there would be a public offering of shares made. And I think that's one of the reasons we saw sort of the 24th, we saw a downturn here. So here we are showing a little more detail, right? We can see on the 20th, we had this huge run up from 2.8 all the way to 5, basically, in just a few days, in just 3 days really here, right? And then on the 24th and even on the 23rd, but really starting on the 24th here, we saw this big dip, and that is because of the announcement of the public offering of shares. They have not announced a price for that or anything really, but they have announced that it will be happening and it will be closing somewhere around December 8th. So that's why we see this dip. But even after that announcement, the dip comes, right? And then instantly off of this price, we see a huge jump up here again, because again, there's demand for this stock and people are trying to get into this early while they still can. And I recommend the same thing for you guys. Again, I hopped into this stock yesterday, basically right at the end of the day, right here. And then again, this morning, I did hop in as well, somewhere around here. Now, obviously, if you guys want to hold off for now until the public offering of shares, you can do that because the price is likely going to decrease off of the public offering of shares. But again, if you're going to do this, it's probably going to bounce right back. So if you wait for that, make sure you wait until the right time, and then once it's down there after the public offering, you buy it at that point, because I don't think it's going to go lower from there. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for the video today. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and again, leave me a comment because you know I like getting comments. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Great trading to you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.